Hi guys, welcome back to another one of my unscripted chat videos. But anyways, happy Tuesday. It's been a long past couple of days. So we're gonna get chatting and yeah. How do you guys like my little jewelry today? I've got a beaded necklace on. I've got my rings. My hands are swollen, so sometimes it's harder for me to wear my rings now. My little ear jewelry, my earrings. Yeah. Okay. So we have some weekly updates, of course. I had a lot going on within the last week. And sorry to everybody that Olive is going to be a whiny. She's in heat again. But anyways, so my visit with my mom, I told you guys last week that I was going to visit my grandparents, which on my mom's side, which I did with my mom, but I didn't really know if she wanted me to talk about it or not, so I didn't say it. But yeah, I hung out with my mom on Thursday. We did a little bit of shopping with my grandma, my mom, my cousin Jerry, and we just had a fun old time. I'm gonna insert a picture of the things that they got me for the baby. It's just like a couple of things, but cute stuff. Hold on, guys. Okay. And then on Thursday night, I had a doctor's appointment afterwards, and my brother's birthday. The baby's doing good. I do have another appointment coming up next week on the 17th, I believe. So not too far apart. The appointments are going to start being every other week. And then as I get further along, it'll become once a week. Okay. So my brother's birthday, we had a good time. We ate pizza for dinner, and we just hung out a little bit, went for a walk. That's what me and my siblings usually do when I'm at home. Like, we go outside and we just like walk and chat. It's something we do. And then on Friday, I also hung out with my mom after work. We went to my grandparents' house, and we just hung out there, and my Aunt Heather was there, Jerry was there, my cousin Annie, and we were just all chatting about the baby, and then my grandpa wanted to know how my life was going, and my sister. And then, oh my gosh, guys, you know how last week I brought up that I saw flowers and I wanted to pick one and then it was snowy? Well, all of the flowers, there's like more of them now, and I took one, and I'll also insert a picture of that as well. Are in a new location. But yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days because I've been so busy. The weekend my sister spent with me. We have a new cat, Charlie. He's actually my house cat. Like, he's been my cat since like 2021, I think. Yeah. And I brought him home with me because my siblings were kind of just like tired of him, and they wanted him to be an outside cat anyway. But Charlie prefers to be outside. At home here, he's kind of scared. He doesn't want to go by the door. He doesn't want to do any of the things he did at home. Okay, I just had to lock Olive out because she's whining and it's getting to be too much. Okay, so yesterday, after work, I was like, ooh, I'm living my best life. I took a nice hot shower, had some ice cream and pizza, and I just was relaxing. Took a nap, bought myself some new clothes. I'm excited for those to come in probably in about a week. Yeah, I'm excited for all the new things that are happening. I'm excited for my baby showers, which still got a couple weeks, but I'm excited to like hang out with everybody, see everybody, and have more things for the baby and feel more prepared for the baby to get here. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the big subject this week, which is my ex-boyfriend and getting high for the first time. So if my parents are watching this, I wanted to make a little disclaimer. The past is in the past, because there's nothing you can do to change about it, and what happened, and you learned from that, move on from that. So yeah, starting off with young love and people normalizing abuse. I was in a bad mental state at this point in my life, and I was doing anything to have somebody to talk to, which somebody that I thought I loved. We do this mostly like out of loneliness and boredom. One second. Okay. So I'm going to give a little backstory to my ex-boyfriend, and then I'm going to go from there. So me and, I'm going to say Aaron because that's what I used to call him. His name is Aaron, but Aaron. We had a 1 week relationship. Literally, it was 1 week, in 2021. I was already in a dark place because Amanda and my dad had split up, and gosh, they were putting me in the middle of every fight, and they would tell me things, both sides would tell me things, and then, like, that's just something you shouldn't do to your kid. You shouldn't be talking bad about your significant other with any of your kids. And even if after you split up, you shouldn't be doing that. I went to Amanda because I thought it was a safe space, and it was not. I asked her not to talk to my dad about it, and she did. But yeah, that's whatever. So I went to an easy place to escape, which was Aaron. We had like talked the summer, or like before, but we stopped talking during the summertime or something like that. And then I messaged him in class, and we started talking again. And it was literally 1 week in October. We were like dating. We never met each other in person or anything like that. So it was just all like through texts and calls. We would stay on call like all day long, even if nobody was talking, until he went to work or one of us was like busy or something like that. He often ignored me, and he called me names, talked bad about me when I was literally in a group chat with him and his friends. He talked bad about me to them, like I couldn't see it. And he even talked about how he got a new girlfriend, and one of his friends had said, "What happened to Brittney?" And I was still in the group chat, and he was like, he quickly, like, I started typing in there, and he quickly deleted it, and then acted like I was crazy. When I brought it up to him, like, "Oh, you have another girlfriend, like, what? Like, why didn't you break up with me or talk to me about this? And I was genuinely, like, confused about the whole situation. So, yeah, that's the background story to Aaron. He was really manipulative and called me disrespectful names. And the only reason why I was in the group chat was because I wanted to have have something that made us closer, because he was always playing video games with his friends, and that's why he was like ignoring me most of the time, was because he was on the video game with his friends. Okay, sorry about that. I dropped you guys, but it paused, so I don't know if you even saw it. So getting high for the first time, it was like a little tiny Snickers bar. In my experience, it was like being happy and then sad within like 20 seconds of each other. It was really confusing, and yeah, I just found it very confusing. I was drinking hot cocoa, and I was on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, Aaron. He called me a bitch in front of my sister, thinking he was cool, and that only made my sister dislike him. Like, she doesn't find it funny or cute when guys act like that towards women. And I don't know why some guys just think that people find that, like, cool. I didn't, but I just, like, didn't know what to do or say, because honestly, in the moment, I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, I've been called names before by my father, so why would I, like, what makes this any different? I know my dad still loves me, even though he called me a whore and stuff, so, yeah. Anyways, that was a long time ago. So, like I said, the past is in the past. It's just kind of triggering. I'm literally shaking a little bit right now, but so I was getting my hair bleached by one of our, like, family friends, but I consider her more of, like, my friend, even though she's, like, 9 years older than me, I think. Her name is Katie. And we told my dad, like, that I was using shampoo to bleach, or to make my hair blonder, because I wanted my hair blonde for the homecoming dance that was coming up. And I do not know how he believed that, or if he believed it. In the moment, he believed it. My brothers were all like, whoa, Brittney's hair is so blonde. So the homecoming dance, I'll also show pictures of that. But afterwards, we sat at the table, and Amanda had, like, an hour-long conversation with me about Aaron. She told me, like, I couldn't text him anymore, and I could do better. And in the moment, I was, like, really upset, because I was like, you're taking the only person who I can talk to outside of this house away from me, and he's my boyfriend. Like, why would you do this? But if he could call you names, like, what else could he do? Like, if we met in person and he was, like, my boyfriend to this day, like, what are the things that he would be doing? If he could manipulate me and have other girlfriends and brag to his friends about having other girlfriends and stuff like that, like, what would he be doing now, and how would I, like, be, you know? So everybody was, like, noticing that my mood had been more irritable, and I was already in a dark place, but you could tell that something else was wrong. And they talked to Amanda about Aaron and like how they felt uncomfortable with how he was treating me and stuff like that. So she was like, okay, no, like you deserve better. And you can do so much better than Aaron. He was like a bigger guy, and he like wasn't the best looking. That's what I'll say, because I don't want to be like super hateful, super rude towards him or like anything like that. But yeah, they were just like, you deserve better. And then the next morning, Aaron texted and was like texting me and saying stuff like that, or like saying like, Brittney, wake up and stuff like that. And then Amanda was like, she's sleeping, stop texting her. But we never talked like after that. And I will be thankful for that talk. It made me realize like I do deserve better. And I just want to talk about like people normalizing abuse. Guys, I'm like freezing right now. I have literal goosebumps. Like people normalizing abuse, like especially in younger relationships, it's just not like, of course you can show awareness in movies and stuff like that, but you guys are showing it and people are learning from that. Like people are learning to be like that from their parents, from like things they watch, things that they play. And if your daughter was going through something like that alone, and it's harder said than done to get away from those situations, like you either need people to like be like, hey, and literally take it away from you, which when you're a kid, but people can't really do that when you're an adult, but take it away from you, or when you are like finally fed up. I mean, you're fed up after you get abused the first time, but you're like, he said he loves me, he said he'll never do it again, and that's what they all say. And it's just important to realize that it's harder to get away from any type of abuse, any type of narcissist, any type of crazy person. Growing up, my sister was like always like super confused about like why somebody wouldn't just leave. I had a friend who was in an abusive relationship, and I kind of saw like what she was going through. She would lie and say like she got her head smashed into like a car on the inside somewhere, I forgot where, but she lied and said that she wasn't wearing her seatbelt and she hit her head or something. They got in a car accident and hit her head. And like she had to lie to the people at the hospital because her boyfriend was with her. And she told me that she was in an abusive relationship when I worked at the summer camp with her. And I cried. I know that people, like, this is gonna make me sad. Like, this is gonna make me cry. It is so hard to get out of those relationships, but you have to do it for yourself, because if he can hit you, he can kill you. Like, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. Like, you just have to do it for you. I know it's gonna be hard, and maybe nobody's gonna believe you. but you just have to do it. I hate to see anybody go through something like this. It makes me very sad, and I'm so scared to end up with someone like that. I have Isaac, and he wouldn't do something like that. But it just makes me like that's something I constantly worry about. Not constantly, but like in every beginning of a relationship, I start worrying about like being abused, and that is physically, emotionally, or physically. Like any type of abuse is bad, and I find it so important that everybody is educated and knows how to get away. Please call for help. Like, talk to somebody who you know can help you. It is so much harder said than done. Or it is so much easier said than done, sorry. But you could lose your life if you don't walk away. But yeah, so that is a subject I wanted to talk about, was abuse and like my little experience with it. Mine was just like getting called names and stuff like that. Mine wasn't as nearly bad as like people physically getting abused. But any type of abuse is bad, and nobody deserves to go through any type of abuse by anyone, family members, your significant other, anybody. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to go through that, especially alone. So if you are, please reach out for help and try to get away as fast as you can before it's too late. I know this is like a triggering conversation or topic. So I'm sorry about that, but I really wanted to talk about it. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'm gonna end the video here. It was nice chatting with you guys, and getting a little emotional. Gosh, I keep saying and it's kind of bugging me. But I'm grateful to have you guys all here and listening to my to my chat videos. If you guys would like to see more of these chat videos, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. Okay, I'm getting irritated by myself by saying so yeah, we'll just end the video here. I love you guys so much. Stay positive and have a wonderful Tuesday. If you're not watching this on Tuesday, have a wonderful day anyways.